up, everybody? Welcome to Biblical Truth. Today's topic is Sharia law, also known as the Islamic law. So, now, if you're going to talk about the Islamic law or the Sharia law, you have to talk about the founding father of the faith, Muhammad, and how the faith in itself began. See, Islam began by a guy called Muhammad, Prophet Muhammad, in the 7th century in something called the Arabian Peninsula, which is now called the Mecca. So, I'm assuming it was rebranded. I will leave a visual representation of what Mecca is so that we're both on the same page. Now, the Sharia law doesn't really have one long manuscript of what the Sharia law really is, or at least I'm not aware of one. The Sharia law, they use different sources to compile the law. For example, you find something like the Quran, which is the holy book for the religion, much like we have the Bible in Christianity. You also have something called the Hadith. The Hadith is believed to be the sayings and the actions of the Prophet, which were recorded. You have the Sunnah as well. Those are the primary sources they use. The secondary sources that they sometimes use is something called the Ijma and the Qiyas. So, by definition, what is Sharia law? See, Sharia law is the body of Islamic law derived from the Quran and Sunnah that guides Muslims in religious, moral, and legal matters. So, this is the whole constitution, which makes it understandable why many countries reject it because it contradicts their already existing civil constitution. See, this particular law, the Islamic law, the Sharia law, is mainly found in Islamic countries. For example, we can use the likes of Iran and Afghanistan, which is just a few of them who are already under the Sharia law, right? There's many other countries that have tried to instill the Sharia law in. For example, if you look at the UK and what is currently going on there, and then if you look at South Africa as well, they've also attempted to do the same through a political party called the ISA, which is the Islamic State of Africa. Now, luckily for us South African, this law was rejected by the IEC, which is the Electoral Commission of South Africa. Luckily, they rejected the party. Let me just remove this. They rejected the party, luckily, because if that was to come to pass, it will contradict the laws of South Africa that are already in place. So, why do we, as the Biblical Truth family, believe that Sharia law or Islamic law is a cancer? Is if you look at the countries that are governed by Sharia law, if you compare them to before Sharia law and under Sharia law, if you look at Iran or Afghanistan in the 1970s and you look into it now, you will see a clear distinction, especially within the women. See, in the 1970s, women could dress comfortably, women could be educated, and women could go outside. Now, if you come to now, women are not allowed to be outside with other persons of men. Women are not allowed to be educated, right? Women are not allowed to dress comfortably or not allowed rather to wear revealing clothing. Instead, they have to wear something they call a burqa. Now, what a burqa is a piece of clothing that covers you from head to toe. Now, it has gone to the extremes now because they have instilled something. It's like a grid. The only thing you can do as a woman is see through the burqa, but the people cannot see who you are. You're not allowed to be visible because they believe that it will attract men and it will tempt men. So by that, they have to cover the woman. So then, if that is the case, I don't think the issue is the woman. The issue is men with no self-control. Now, Sharia law or Islamic law by the Muslim religion is portrayed as good, but it is harder for me to understand how good of a religion this is if the founding father of it married a child. So now let's go back. See, Prophet Muhammad was married before he passed on. He was married to Aisha. Now, when Muhammad married Aisha, Aisha was 6. He consummated their marriage when they were 9. When she was 9, rather. When she was 9, he consummated the marriage. Right. For those of you who don't know what consummating is to be sexually active in the marriage for them. Now, I did my own research and I found out that Prophet Muhammad would have been 50 years old by the time he married the 6-year-old Aisha. He would have been between the ages of 52 to 54 by the time he consummated the marriage with the then 9-year-old Aisha. Now, to further prove just how cancerous this can be, now this is a warning. This is just how cancerous this can be. In the Quran, violence against women is something that is encouraged. If you look at Quran chapter 4, verse 34, it says, as for those from whom you fear ill conduct, not those who do, those whom you fear ill conduct, admonish them, then refuse to share their beds, and finally strike them. That is not something that I'm pulling out of thin air. This is something that I'm pulling out of the Quran, which is right in front of me. It is encouraged that if your woman is being disobedient, you should strike her. Right. Much like I put in the beginning, these laws are governed to oppress women. Because if the aim was for this to be a proper state, then equality would go both ways. Also, men wouldn't be revealing. Also, men wouldn't be educated. But for the fact that men are allowed to be educated and women are not, it's kind of a red flag. Now, as a human being, as a man, right, as a brother, and as a future husband, I cannot sit back and not talk about this because this is a very sensitive issue, especially surrounding women. See, these are human beings, these women, worthy of a life, worthy of an opportunity, worthy of being treated like human beings. If we don't act against this cancer, this will take over. This will come to pass because they are not stopping. They are coming full force, but we're so ignorant of what is coming because we just don't want to acknowledge it, or we want to be kind to them. Now, this is another one. A time is coming where you would either be given the choice to choose Islam or death. A time is coming. Be very, very aware. A time is coming that will be the case. I'll put a clip of an Islam man saying that, just to prove that I'm not the one that's saying that. I'm going to put it there so that you know that what I'm saying is not by my own words.
But that would be by force then, wouldn't it? If my only safe haven is by Islam, and if I don't go back to Islam, punishment is death.
So there's two choices, Islam or death.
Do you think at some point...
Now, I don't know what you're going to do with the information that I've given you, but this is not right. This law is going to cause a lot more harm than good. This law is going to take away people. This law is going to take away the gospel. We're going to be deprived of the opportunity to preach the gospel. We will not be allowed to preach the gospel. As a matter of fact, if you preach the gospel, you will suffer persecution. So this is a time where we stand up. This is a time where we fight. Because they are not stopping. They are coming. So it is up to you and I to act. This is Biblical Truth, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Please consider liking and subscribing.